We talk about subscapularis work sometimes, okay, and like I've learned several ways to like shift the scapula so that I could kind of get a finger in there and try to get underneath it and then okay. How fun is that to receive? Not so much. Okay, so now there's some lovely positional release options. What I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you two different variations based on of how you might do some subscapularis work, and when I say two different versions, it just means I'm going to position myself in two different ways relative to her shoulder. And this is important because some people have shoulder instability, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe it's due to, maybe they have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Okay, EDS is a big issue for a lot of folks, but maybe they've just had a history of dislocations. Could be any number of reasons why. So what I'm going to be looking at is if she's got tenderness in the area of the scapula, shoulder blade, or this area along. Yep. That's more tickly than painful, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But in this area right there, for some people, that's incredibly painful, and other people, it's, in her case, ticklish. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this hand through. Go ahead and let your arm just kind of drop. Perfect. And notice that this hand is really supporting and stabilizing her shoulder, so it should help that feel nice and safe. My other hand now is gonna come and rest on the skin over her scapula, and once I make contact with that skin, I'm just gonna draw that skin or lightly let gravity push that skin down towards the middle of her back. Okay, so this is not about trying to shift the scapula, but rather shifting the skin down towards the table. And so, it's pretty easy to do. Of course, if I'm working through clothing, sometimes even if I'm working directly on skin, I might use the DNM to get the DICEM to get a little better grip in order to facilitate that. And some people are going to be like, oh my God. Okay, other people are going to be like, okay, that feels nice. So, is that tolerable for you so far?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so this is one option, and I might do this for a couple of minutes depending on how severe the person's situation was. Okay, and if I want to kind of test, how they're responding to it, I might do this for a little bit, 20, 30 seconds, and then come back and retest the area that was not too bad. Okay, good. So she's less ticklish already. So I could come back and do more of that, since there's some indication that it may be helping to calm things down. However, while this is my preferred position, there are times that for whatever reason it may be more convenient for me to be facing the other direction. So if you run into that kind of situation, I might shift to the other side. Again, I can try to stabilize her shoulder. If she does not have a history of shoulder stability issues, I might even support her arm a little bit. But then from here, again, with or without the DICEM, connect with the skin over her shoulder blade and allow gravity to shift that down towards the tabletop. And a lot of times, again, we will see or hear some comments or changes from the person on the table here. So go ahead and let your arm just kind of drop now. There we go. Okay, that's the other thing too, is that if their arm is up a little higher than it seems justified by how you're holding it, just give them permission to drop it.
So the contact with your right hand is still at that level of the balloon poles and everything else?
Yeah, I'm just moving the surface.
Okay.
If the scapula shifts down towards the tabletop too, it adds a little bit more of a positional release for the subscap. Okay, cool.
Okay. So
That's
like a
not
level of a contact of coming up behind somebody and putting your hand on their shoulder to say, hey, can I talk to you?
Not enough so that you can actually get a grip on the skin,
Okay.
but not like that.
Okay.